I have a friend of mine that would share this story about before he got married and how him and his fiance had to register, right, for all of these gifts, okay? Now, he told me that it was a grueling task as his fiance was very specific in what they needed or in what she needed, he said. As the wedding approached, he thought that they were all done with all of the registering, but then she mentioned that they would be registering for fine china. Now, he thought they were going to be registering for a trip to China. He had no idea what he was in for. Now, you have to know he was a bachelor for many years, right? So eating off of fancy plates, was not in his radar. He would just gather the, throwaway plates all of his life. And so when they had to do that, he was in a little bit of a shock. He had no idea what he was in for when they went to this store and they approached the Great Wall of China. He knew he was in trouble. He said that after what seemed like an eternity, she finally made her choice, and thankfully, they received the entire set for a wedding present. He told me that when they got back from their honeymoon, he was unpacking all of their things, and he came across the fancy plates, and he began to unpack them. His wife came in and asked what he was doing. And he said, well, couldn't wait to eat off of these fancy plates, right? She told them, put them back in the box. And then she proceeded to say, those are for special people and special occasions. A few years later, they bought a house together, and he was again unpacking again, and he came across the china. His wife came in the kitchen and said, what are you doing? And he said, this is a special occasion. She said, put them back. Check this out. A few months later, she told them that they needed a china cabinet to display the plates they had never ate off of. And just like any other husband would do at that point, he would sit his wife down and he would say, honey, please explain this to me. We got these fancy plates for free, and we have never used them. Now you want to spend a ton of money on a cabinet to display all these fancy plates that are for special people and special occasions, so that when people who aren't that special can come over to our house and say, my, what fancy plates do you have? He says she did not appreciate that. My friend and his wife have been married for over 25 years, and apparently none of their friends or family are that special because they have never used the plates. As he shared this story with me, I can't help but think that sometimes we might treat the gospel in this way.